Why Donald Trump is trying to destabilize Iran?
You are a student of PSIR. Tell me, what do you understand by the term sovereignty?
So you've heard of India's neighborhood first policy, right? And do you think it's going well? Do you think we have good relations with our neighbors?
It is being said that Myanmar is facing a situation of fragmented sovereignty. What do you understand by that?
What is the lingo used for Kannada cinema? Are you aware?
So recently in the budget, 3 kartavyas were mentioned. Are you aware?
I come in.
Yes, come in.
Yes. Good afternoon. Sir. Good afternoon.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
My name is Kiran Kamate. I come from a place called Hattarvat in Belagavi district of Karnataka. I did my graduation in civil engineering in 2018 in Belagavi. Since 2023, I'm working as assistant engineer in Public Works Department, Government of Karnataka. Beyond work, my interests include reading books, watching movies, and also reading about constitution histories.
Kiran, you are basically a civil engineer,
Yes.
also working as assistant engineer in
Yes.
the Department of PWD. Why did you not opt your subject as an optional paper? Instead, have chosen PSIR?
Yes. No, sir. Initial first 3 attempts, I've attempted the exam using the civil engineering optionals. I wrote my first mains with civil engineering optionals. Thereafter, I switched to PSIRs.
So, how do you find this subject, PSIR?
So, I like the subject, sir. It was inclined to my interests also, so I chose it.
Tell me, the United States of America is trying to threatening to attack Iran, isn't
Yes.
it?
Yes.
And a lot of activities and movements are happening in that area.
Yes.
So my first question is, what activities can you see in that area happening? And then I'll come to the next question.
So currently, U.S. Armada, the aircraft carrier Abraham Lincoln, is positioned near the Iranian waters. Also, there is a threat. There are also talks going on between the two nations. I think today there is Oman is hosting a talk between the two countries.
Do you think that this talk is going to succeed, or it will lead to a failure because of the attitude of the Israel?
I think it would be successful, sir, because after a lot of skirmish between the two, finally they have agreed for a peace talk, and Trump is also agreeing to one of the issues is the nuclear talks, sir. I feel if that is a tricky area, if agreement is on that area is handled well.
Why Donald Trump is trying to destabilize Iran? What purpose does it serve for him?
Sir, Trump is a transactionalist. He sees foreign policy as deals, sir. And Iran almost hosts 1/3 of the total, third highest petroleum reserves, sir, oil reserves. So he's eyeing on the oil reserves as well, sir. One of the areas.
Okay.
Yes.
You are a civil engineer
Yes.
and working in Bangalore, isn't it? Bangalore's traffic is one of the chaotic traffics of the world, isn't it? You are the Hebel, you go to Hebel area, distance, time is not measured by distance, isn't
Yes.
it? Yeah, that's what is generally
Measured in
said.
terms.
What are the issues involved?
Issues basically the rampant economic growth, sir. Huge ownership of private vehicles, and also some lacuna in the public infrastructure in terms of metro expansion. Currently, it connects only 90 plus kilometers compared to Delhi Metro, which is around 394 kilometers. So issues are both with respect to the private ownership as well as the infrastructure deficit.
Some of the private sectors have threatened to relocate their headquarters from Bangalore, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
And the minister has gone on record saying that only God can save this traffic of Bangalore.
Yes, sir.
So, under the circumstances, it appears to be very dark clouds around. Do you see any silver lining among the dark clouds?
Certainly, sir. The government has also taken up a lot of infrastructure projects. One would be the expansion of metros. Another 100 kilometer is being proposed, and also opening of other lines. Secondly, the suburban railway project is also coming up. It has made some improvements.
talking about the metro project, Namo Metro, what are the areas of contention between the roadways and the metro of Bangalore? 2-3 major areas. Try to elaborate. Areas of contention where problems are there, disagreements are there, solutions are not able to be found out.
So one I can think of is the land acquisition delays, sir. Because of the what we call as the right of way acquisition, there are certain delays in that. Second is also one of the reason was the bankruptcy of one of contracting agency that led to the stalling of the.
What are the issues with the utility shifting?
Yes, sir, that is another very important and very practical issue that is. So utility shifting is being delayed, that leads to the overall delays in the infrastructure projects.
Okay, thank you very much.
Kiran,
Yes, sir.
You are a student of PSIR. Tell me, what do you understand by the term sovereignty?
The sovereignty is ability of a country to make its own decisions, both internal as well as externals.
So, is sovereignty possible in today's interconnected world?
Sir, with respect to internal, I don't see any issues, sir. But in a fragmented, fractured global geopolitics, it is difficult but not impossible, sir. And India has exercised its strategic autonomy, and it has reaped benefits also.
Okay. It is being said that Myanmar is facing a situation of fragmented sovereignty. What do you understand by that?
Sir, Myanmar has too many rebel groups. It has what we call as the ethnic rebel groups also present, and the territory is being distributed between different such groups, sir. So the decision making is fractured and not coherent.
Okay, so if Myanmar undergoes what we call balkanization,
yes,
right, will it be good for India, or like it will be a concern for India?
Definitely concerns, because a safe and integrated Myanmar is in India's interest, especially with respect to
So on the eastern side, we want a like stable Myanmar.
Yes.
What about Pakistan, our western neighbor? If Pakistan undergoes fragmentation, right, because there's issue with Balochistan, there's issue with the Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan and so on. So if there is fragmentation of Pakistan, do you think it will be advantage for India?
Sir, I would see it as an advantage. Also, some concerns with respect to security as well. The Balochistan has always wanted a separate nationhood. It has never wanted to be an integral part of Pakistan. So I would see it is in the interest of India.
Okay, fine. And you also like to follow cricket,
yes,
right? So recently there has been like a lot of controversy over Bangladesh and Pakistan, their respective cricket boards' decisions. Bangladesh wanted its matches to be shifted out of India, right, for security concerns. So ICC responded by shifting Bangladesh out of the competition only, right? And then Pakistan has decided to boycott the match with India.
Yes.
So what do you think? Like, has ICC been fair in dealing with Bangladesh's concern and Pakistan's response to it?
So firstly, I do not support the mix of politics and sports, sir. As far as your question regarding ICCs, I think it has been fair, sir, because it has ensured that security would be ensured to the Bangladesh team in India.
But if Bangladesh was concerned about its security or security of its team,
yes,
I think that's a sovereign right of any country.
Yes, sir. But in spite of all the
so what was the logic behind ICC not addressing the concern of Bangladesh, rather than taking a very strong decision of replacing Bangladesh by Scotland?
Yes, the ICC has said that it would impede a lot of logistic costs add to it, and already the arrangements were made. So the last moment changes would not be possible. However, Bangladesh has still chosen.
And what do you think about Pakistan's decision to boycott a match for like supporting Bangladesh?
Yes, sir. It stood in solidarity with Bangladesh. But I think it was much with respect to the growing ties between the two nations beyond cricket. Also, the deteriorating relation with India as well, sir. So it's much of politics.
Okay, and what is your opinion on BCCI telling KKR to drop a Bangladeshi player from its team? Was that right?
So according to me, it was not a right decision. As I've earlier said, mixing of politics and cricket is not something I support.
Okay, you also have a keen interest on constitutional history.
Yes.
So, can you tell me what do you understand by this living tree view of Indian Constitution?
The basic philosophy is that Constitution is not a rigid document. It's not just barely a legal document, but a living organic entity that grows and adapts to the changes and requirements of the society.
And what do you think? Why countries around India, they have not been able to, they have had multiple constitutions and they have faced a lot of challenges. India has faced challenges, but still we have the same constitution that came into force in 1950. So, if you have to point out 2-3 strengths of Indian constitution, what would that be?
So one would be the relation between the state and the citizens, the fundamental rights that are given. Two would be we've not gone for a strict separation of powers, rather checks and balances. That has helped address the separation of powers issue. Third would be, sir, also the limits of powers on different organs of the state, which is well equipped within the constitution.
Okay, my final question to you, Kiran. You are already working in PWD department, which is not known for being a very upright department as such, right? That's the public perception. Yes. Recently, there was a case in Supreme Court where again we got a split verdict, right? It was a 2-judge bench.
Yes.
On prior sanction.
Yes.
To prosecute civil servants. So, as a civil servant, what do you think? What should be done? Should prior sanction be there, which gives some safety to the bureaucrats in taking decisions, or there should be zero tolerance for acting against the corrupt individuals?
Yes.
If it's a binary choice, what will you choose?
So, in my limited experience in the public systems, what I feel is there is a need for prior
safety
net, that is for the government workers, because the kind of pressure and the kind of compressed timelines that we work in, it is very easy for the engineers to be scapegoated or in the last moments. So I would say that such protection is important, and also the frivolous use of allegations as well as RTI, that is not in the larger interest. It would deter the even honest officers. So my answer would be to consider the safety net.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
So you've heard of India's neighborhood first policy, right? And do you think it's going well? Do you think we have good relation with our neighbors?
I would say, ma'am, just like the Chinese curse goes, maybe you live in interesting times. So currently India is going through such interesting times.
Right.
To give a overall view, I would say the crises have been mostly with respect to their own domestic politics. But I would also say some lacunae in India's foreign policy with respect to, I would say, personality-driven foreign policy, especially with respect to Bangladesh. So that has to change, ma'am.
All right. So Bangladesh is suffering from internal instability, and the kind of maps they keep on releasing and the kind of statements that they keep on giving regarding the northeastern part of our country and the Siliguri corridor, right? We're still offering them a 60 crore rupees foreign aid. Do you think it's a good idea?
Yes, ma'am. I don't see that allocation just with respect to the recent incidents, because India being a much stable and a much more responsible nation, it would want a much stable South Asia, ma'am. A stable South Asia is in India's interest.
Okay. To whom do we give the highest foreign aid? Which country?
I'm not quite sure, ma'am. It must be Bangladesh.
Bhutan.
Okay.
Recently, I'm sure you've heard that HAL has been removed from the AMCA project.
Yes.
Why? What reasons have been given?
Ma'am, I've not quite followed the news, but I've just had a cursory glimpse over it.
All right. Okay. Who was the chief guest in this year's Republic Day celebration?
It was the EU chief Ursula von der Leyen and the European another chief Antonio da Costa.
Okay.
Yes.
So we signed a deal with them, right? Why has it been called as the mother of all deals?
Yes, ma'am. Rightly, because it's been 18 years in the making, ma'am, since 2007, and broadly it has covered vast areas, because the two cover almost 2 billion of population, 25% of global GDP, as well as 1/3 of global trade, ma'am. So rightly it is called as the mother of all deals.
Okay. Can you tell me about 5 landmark judgments in the last 10 years maybe?
Last 10 years. Okay.
And explain it to me in very simple terms because I'm not a law person.
Ma'am, one I would consider the K.S. Puttaswamy judgment, which gave the right to privacy under Article 21. Second would be Navtej Singh Johar, which which decriminalized Section 377.
What is this?
It related to the homosexuality, ma'am.
Okay.
Then third would be the recent state of Tamil Nadu versus governor.
Okay.
Fourth would be I would consider the Davinder Singh judgment, which made way for subcategorization of SC/STs.
Anything related to animals?
The stray dogs judgment, I'm assuming. Yes, Animal Welfare Board. Yes.
Okay. So last question to you. You're interested in movies. So do you watch superhero movies or Marvels or DC? Which one?
No, actually do not like superhero movies.
Okay.
What I watch is crime thrillers, coming of age drama movies,
Okay.
etc. Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Kiran.
Hello, ma'am.
Continuing from your interest in movies, we see a stark differences, and since you are watching movies across languages, we see a lot of difference in the projection of women in Malayalam cinema versus what we see in Kannada cinema. Correct? What are the differences?
Ma'am, in Malayalam cinema, the issues, the stories are usually revolving around very small areas, small topics, everyday situations, and it is seen in a much more women in general are shown in a much more powerful characters.
In Malayalam.
I would say both Kannada as well as
So
Malayalam.
I'm asking you for the differences. Do you see any difference?
Actually, I don't see much difference. From both have shown
What is the lingo used for Kannada cinema? Are you aware?
sandalwood.
Correct.
Yes.
Sandalwood. So let's move to sandalwood. Why is government still claiming its rights over manufacturing of sandalwood soaps? Is it not time we privatize the industry?
Yes, ma'am. The government still has a business into it. I think one is respect to the sensitivity of the species, which has issues of smuggling, ma'am. I think maybe because of that, I'm not quite sure of the exact details.
So is sandalwood soaps being created by any other organization or any other body apart from the government?
I'm not quite sure.
Okay, let's move on to Karnataka's obsession with water. Karnataka has a history of river disputes, water disputes. Could you enumerate a few?
One is the Kaveri water dispute with Tamil Nadu. Second is the Krishna water dispute with
Correct.
Andhra Pradesh. The Mahadayi issue with Goa and Maharashtra.
Okay, so why is Karnataka in such loggerheads with all its neighboring states with one single issue, water, despite being such a well-performing state economically, but water is something Karnataka just doesn't seem to get enough. What is the issue here?
The issue is, apart from Kaveri, we do not have perennial rivers, especially with respect to northern Karnataka, which is a drought-prone area now, and which sees frequent droughts. So the issue basically stems from that. Second, Karnataka being an upper riparian state, I would say is much more responsible. It should show responsibility with respect to the release of waters.
So on the one hand, you're saying it's an upper riparian state, which means it's enjoying some sort of monopoly over the sources of waters, correct?
I would not say monopoly, ma'am, because it has its own interests, irrigation industries, etc., and growing population in Bangalore also. So drinking water facility. So at the same time, I would say it has to be resolved through communication lines directly with the say interstate council, etc.
Okay, fair enough. Let us move to a more home field for you, civil engineering. Artificial intelligence, or rather generative AI, is somewhere creating great civil engineering designs, correct?
Yes.
How far do you think are they sustainable?
Ma'am, I would say AI will complement our existing designs, but not replace it. But rather, I would say engineers who are using AI will replace engineers who do not. So In terms of its software capability, I would say it will only help and aid and not replace, ma'am. We have seen some very good developments with respect to the kind of standard templates quickly that it makes.
Correct,
It will help
correct.
in aiding that.
Are you aware of CAD/CAM?
No, I'm not quite.
Computer-aided design.
Yes, CAD, I'm aware of CAD, AutoCAD.
Okay. So how is CAD different from generative AI?
Generative AI, with respect, I think strictly speaking from timeline point of view, it would give us much more quick designs, as well as it would also give multiple designs in a short span of time. So
Okay. Kiran, my last question to you would be just suggest 3 good movies, especially since you're interested in crime thrillers, which I would want to watch.
one would be Shutter Island. It's an English movie. Second would be the Invisible Guest. It's a Spanish movie. Third would be Gangs of Wasseypur.
Okay. Thank you, Kiran.
Kiran,
Yes, ma'am.
you're from Karnataka, and recently the hate speech bill was in news.
Yes.
So, first of all, define hate speech for me, please.
Hate speech is any speech, whether written or oral, that incites people and brings enmity between two communities, or it defames any group.
Has it been defined anywhere in the Constitution?
No, it's not mentioned anywhere, but Article 19(2) gives some reasonable restrictions on speech. That's
All right. You tell me, do you think it's going to, such a bill, such a law, when enacted, is going to have a chilling effect on free speech?
Yes, ma'am. Although the law itself is not bad, but vaguely worded words tend to be misused, and there tends to be subjective interpretation and application of such vague words, ma'am. That is dangerous, and it will lead to what you've said, chilling effect on free speech.
All right, fair. So recently in the budget, 3 kartavyas were mentioned. Are you aware?
Yes, I can recall a few.
Please.
Ma'am, first one was the accelerated and sustainable growth. Second is with respect to equal opportunity, access to opportunities. I'm not able to recall the third.
No
one.
worries
Yes.
at all.
Okay.
Are you aware of the fiscal deficit target for this year, for
Yes.
2026-27?
It's 4.3, ma'am.
All right. And what is the difference between fiscal consolidation and fiscal prudence?
Ma'am, fiscal prudence is a much broader principle, so that we make our fiscal decisions in a prudent manner. Its application will lead to fiscal consolidation, I would say.
All right, fair. Recently, the recommendations of the 16th Finance Commission were also accepted.
Yes.
So, who's the chair of the 16th Finance Commission?
It is Shri Arvind Panagriya,
All right. And who is the chair of the 15th Finance Commission?
Dr. N.K. Singh, ma'am.
All right. What is that one parameter that has been added regarding the horizontal devolution of tax this time?
Ma'am, a 10% weightage to contribution to GDP.
All right,
Is that-
fair, fair. Your father, I believe, is associated with teaching?
Yes, ma'am. He's a principal of engineering college.
Fair. So, recently there was this controversy regarding the UGC regulations for HEIs. Can you please elaborate for me?
They're called as the equity regulations for higher education institutes. It replaced the 2012 regulations that were in place, ma'am. Basically the protests are surrounding especially two important areas, ma'am. One is the definition of caste-based discrimination, which was much more exhaustively defined in the earlier 2012. Now, currently, it is being left to the equity councils for their interpretation. Second is it does not include any penalty for frivolous alleged
Allegations.
harassment, yes, ma'am, complaints. So that is drawn the ire of the unreserved category. And also, it is assumed that it has not included the unreserved category into the discrimination. So this leaves open ambit for their discrimination as well.
And what did the Honorable Supreme Court had to say about it?
It is stayed the application of the regulations. It has kept it in abeyance.
Are you aware of the Viksit Bharat Shiksha Adhishtan bill?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can you please elaborate?
Currently, it has the higher education has multiple verticals. So what the bill intends to do is to bring all of those under one single ambit with 4 verticals related to accreditation. One is the standards, second is the teacher training, etc. I'm not quite
Okay,
exact.
no
Yes.
problem.
Yes.
Suppose you are, let's say, in a authoritative position, and you have been made aware of the fact that a senior official, female official, is making the work environment for a junior male officer fairly hostile. So how will you manage or navigate through such a situation? You know, while of course maintaining gender neutrality, but without diluting gender sensitivity.
Ma'am, firstly, I would make sure I get the facts right by the both sides, so that I can make a more informed decisions. Secondly, I would try to address it between the two in private initially, and if it still sustains and the allegations are true, I would bring it to the higher authorities and or the in-house committee of my office, and use a much more broader platform to address it. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much, Kiran. Your
Thank you.
interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you.
Sit down, Kiran. When is your interview?
12th of February. Next.
This is your first attempt
No, sir.
at the interview?
Second
Second interview. When was the last interview?
Last year, sir.
Last year itself?
Yes.
What was your score?
174, sir.
174. So your mains must have let you down,
Yes, sir.
isn't it?
Yes.
How have you performed compared to last year in the mains?
Sir, I've identified my weaknesses, and I've worked a lot this year. I've written a lot of answers as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel I've done well.
Interview wise, you have gone through this process once. Nothing much to tell you about that process. The environment is quite friendly, and the board tries to extract best out of you,
Yes.
isn't it? And in today's performance also, you appear to be a very honest person. You see, it's a personality test, isn't it? Various aspects of your personality will be seen while interacting with you. So 3-4 non-negotiable qualities of a bureaucrat is there. One is he being an honest person. So your personal integrity never ever compromise with your ethical values, and that how that will get demonstrated only the way you speak, the way you bring forth your point of view. It will speak about whether you are honesty of purpose is there in all your statements or not, isn't it?
Yes.
So no statement based on surmises or conjectures. That is number one thing. Number two, try to be very neutral in your approach on any contentious issues and all that, because Karnataka itself may throw a lot of such issues. Try to keep a neutral stance. Don't take a final view on anything.
Yes.
Third is your clarity of purpose is there. Clarity of thought is there in your mind. So there is no problem. And you whatever you wanted to communicate, reached us very clearly. Your communication skill is also very good.
Thank you, sir.
174 is a good marks, but still you are capable of scoring much better marks. So try to be, you are a humble person, very humble person, so that is a good quality also. But try to be somewhat look more confident also. That is, I will not call it assertive. Assertive has some negative connotation. Try to be slightly confident, more confident. That will add to your personality. Again, about the question part, nobody can tell you what questions will be asked. Last year also they might have asked you questions about your working profile. The work profile is one thing, because you have been working for the last 3 months. Work profile is 3 years, sorry. So work profile is very important, and you have been working in the public works department, which is proverbially known as plunder without danger department, isn't it? So why this conception is there, isn't it? Somebody may ask you this question, why this conception is there? Have you come across such kind of incidents? What have you done at your level to address such concerns and all that? That could be one part about the working and all that, about the red tapeism, delays and all that in the disposal of cases. That could be one part. Another part is, as I asked the very first question, that Bangalore happens to be the second most congested city in the world, isn't it? So the issues of congestion and your ideas, any out of the box solutions can you offer or not. So think of 2-3 ideas and say that, I mean, in my humble opinion, these are government, although government is seized with the problem, but these are important issues according to me. That's it. So that board will be very clear about your thinking, whether you can give your own mind on this or not, apply your own mind on this or not. Then you have linguistic issues, then because you are an assistant engineer in PWD, a lot of interaction is taking place between your Mumbai Metro and the road construction department. So what are the areas of conflict and how these issues have been sorted out, and what remains, what are likely to be the outcomes. Talking about, you are in charge of only building construction or road construction is also your...
currently only buildings. I am in the design wing of buildings.
Buildings
Yes.
only. So about buildings, your green concept of green building and all that is very much in the... And then the use of innovative materials like fly ash and all, so many things are there. The road construction also, a lot of innovative materials are being used. About that, I think some we have like what is steel slag, why it is used in the road and all that. So those are, and then your polymer modified bitumen
Yes.
and all that. So these are the new materials which are being used. Why these materials are used, what are the purpose and all that. There could be second such question. Otherwise, your PSIR is your subject. So, geopolitical situation, the way it is happening. But again, India's stand on everything. So, everything, I did not go into all that. But whatever you speak honestly, maintain your cool composure, very calm, be energetic, look energetic, look, you should enter with a lot of radiance on your face. That is very important, so that it appears to the board that this boy is really enjoying his interactions with us. Otherwise, nothing much to tell you. If you have any specific questions to ask, feel free to ask us.
Just one, sir. For my length of the answer, it was good.
It was okay. It was okay, as long as it was interactive and it was engaging.
Yes.
So we did not go into all those technical details whether it should have stopped at. Otherwise, it was pleasant discussion. Only thing is, there is always scope for improvement, isn't it?
Yes.
Every day there is scope for improvement for anyone and everyone.
Yes.
So keeping that in mind, only thing is that you have to be slightly more confident.
Okay.
Being humble is very good, but a confident person, if he is humble, then it adds. Otherwise, good personality, and you have proved it last year also. So you will be getting good marks. All the best to you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.